What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. It is always a pleasure to be hanging with you all. It's episode 17, and we have a doubleheader for you. First time in the history of AH Live, we've got 4-time Dove Award winner, incredible vocalist, both in gospel and everything else, and you'll find that out real soon, the one and only Crystal Lewis. And up second, a fantastic saxophonist that I've got a chance to get to know recently. I produced his brand new single, which is getting played on a bunch of stations. Make sure you check it out. His name is Tony Craddock Jr. The tune is Staycation. We're going to hear from him as well. But we got to get straight to the music, right? That's what it's all about. Real quick, before we do that, please click share. Let's spread the love. And if you're tuning in on Crystal's page or Tony's page, and this is your first time, thank you so much for checking out the show. And let's have a blast. I'm going to do a couple tunes for you, and then we're going to get straight to Crystal and Tony, all right? So we're going to start off with a tune off of my new record. This features the incredible Michael Linkton. It's called 99 and Counting. Come on, y'all. Let's get a groove going on this Monday night. goodness, that's 99 and counting. And as promised, I've got one more. We're going to continue our Classics Unplugged. This might not be old school, but I think it counts. We got any Maxwell fans out there? Come on, give me some finger snaps. A little Ascension for you. We are just getting started. That's another Classic Unplugged. Just a little bit of Ascension, a little Maxwell just to get us started. Real quick, just want to remind you guys, and thank you so much to the supporters out there. You guys have just been so just instrumental in keeping this show going. And if you want to help out, you can click the links in the description. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We all put it right back into the show. So we really appreciate you guys, and you guys have just been incredible all throughout. So without further ado, we've got so much music to get to today, and so I want to get right to it. We're going to start off with the incredible vocalist. She has so many albums out on her own, and also just some really incredible collaborations along the way. And so we're going to talk about all of that. 4-time Dove Award winner. Please welcome the one and only Crystal Lewis.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
How you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you. I love, and you're, of course, shouldn't expect any less. You've got the background all worked out. Professional.
I've moved it around so many times.
It's not a game. It's not a game. Well, this is 2020. It's all virtual, right?
Right.
Well, so, it's become kind of a tradition. I love getting the background. What prompted you to pick up the mic and dive in?
Well, initially, as a very young child, I just was obsessed with, things that, pretending that things were microphones. And then I think when I was around 4 or 5 years old, there was some kind of like competition through churches. My dad was a pastor. I grew up in the church. And so there was some kind of church competition. And my mother, I don't recall this vividly, but my mother like forced me, literally picked me up and put me on the stage, like, you're doing this thing. And then, the family joke is that then no one could actually get me down off the stage. So it was just this weird thing that was ingrained in me as a young kid, I think. And I think I first stepped foot in a recording studio on a professional level when I was 15.
Wow. So
I auditioned for a musical and then was in a band and, just like started young and felt like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. So.
Wow. And you have so many incredible records out, but I hope you don't mind going down memory lane, because when I first became aware of you, I was in high school when the rebirth of Kirk Franklin came out, and man, I wore that record out, and specifically the song you're on. I hope you don't mind. Just give us a little tidbit about that experience.
Oh my gosh, not at all. It was it was one of those milestone moments for me, for sure, that like life-changing in so many ways. So I was in Nashville, and there's a week, well, I don't know if they're still doing this, but years ago, there was a week where the Gospel Music Association, the GMA, would come together and they would host like these series of events. So you had showcases and lectures and seminars, and then it all culminated with this award show at the end of the week called the Dove Awards, which is basically like the Christian Grammys. And so during that week, there was different labels would sponsor different events, and I had the privilege of hosting an event at the Ryman it was me, I'm 5'2", it was me and John Tesh, who's I don't know, 7 feet tall, and he's not 7 feet tall, but like he's real tall. And so we just had the best time hosting this event, and then we each sang, a couple of songs. And legend has it that Kirk Franklin's assistant was in the audience that night. And she got up and she left her seat and she called Kirk, and she held the phone up while I was singing and said, this is the last person we need for Lean on Me. Because they were trying to, pull people from different genres. And so apparently that's how I became the white girl on Lean on Me. So,
and by the way, I mean, I'm sure people have seen it, but if they haven't, I was checking that video out as well too. And Bono is in there, and it's another cast of characters on that song as well. You also did the tune, the Blood Songs. So in the lyric, I have to read it because it's so appropriate for what we're going through in 2020. Doesn't matter what color you are, as long as your blood was red. I mean, that song, I just remember, man, and I've played it in church so many times.
I love that. I love knowing that. It was so cool that because of Lean on Me, I just kind of became not like a fixture in Kirk's camp by any means, because I didn't like do the whole tour, but they did include me on so much. So I would fly to different places and get to Julian on Me. And then we actually originally recorded that song live at a show. I forget what city we were in, but it was, it was just to sing with Yolanda. And I mean, I've had the privilege of singing with her a number of times, and I just love her so much. So so grateful for that.
It's very powerful, and sentiment is so important even now. And speaking of now, we got connected. When would this have been? Maybe 2018? And
no, it was only 1 year ago. It was
really
2019. Mm-hmm.
Wow! And so a mutual friend of ours, Tony Guerrero. Shout out to Tony. Fantastic trumpeter and composer, producer. He you guys did this album together, and it's such a cool album, Rhapsody. I had the privilege of coming through and doing I guess kind of the R&B side of the album, but then I went and checked out the album later, and you've got a whole big band on there, and man, so cool.
It was so fun. One thing led to another, and I wound up calling Tony and saying, I have this idea. I want to do this whole record. It's jazz, but there's like a soul. It's like soul and swing kind of mixed, together. And so we sat down and we started brainstorming like the actual recording process. So I knew that I wanted Vinnie Colaiuta to play drums because I worked with him before, and he's just so iconic, and I love him. Yeah. And I had met Cliff Williams, who ended up playing keys. So when I came into the studio with Tony, I said, here's who I want for this. And he was like, okay, well, we need Adam Hawley on guitar.
Oh, wow.
So you were the one and only guitar call we made.
Oh, well, I'll pay you later for that comment.
Okay, good.
check
I'm
it
very
in the mail.
great.
You're so sweet.
and then Al on bass. So you two were Tony's picks. And it just, how crazy is it? Like, I think people need to understand. Like, we walked in and we did 1 day of recording, and I swear it was the most magical, surreal. I mean, I don't know if you remember or you knew, but I cried so much that day because it felt so different from anything I'd ever done. The synchronicity was so, it was magical. It was so incredible.
Well, the pleasure was all mine. You're exactly right. It was a magical day to knock out. I think we did 4 tunes in just a matter of hours, and but it all starts at the top. You're a fantastic artist, fantastic vocalist, and it was a pleasure. It's just really, really cool tunes.
Thank you. Wait, let's do it again. Okay, can we do it again?
Let's do it. Well, actually, see, you know what? We could make a newscaster team here, because you set me up so perfectly. Because we did do it again. I got a text from you, and this was, ladies and gentlemen, this was in the midst of just the darkest times of just everything just getting so crazy. And I get this text from you saying, "Hey, I just want to do one more tune with the same guys, with Tony and Vinny, Alex, and Cliff." And want to donate the proceeds. I was, of course, I wanted to be a part of it. And tell us about this tune, about who you're benefiting, and just give us the rundown.
Well, initially, this was Tony's idea. He presented just via Facebook. He has so many musician friends, and he just put it out there and said, "Let's make a record, and we're going to have the proceeds of the sales of this record." We called it the Quarantine Project, to benefit this organization called Nurses House, the Nurses House. And it just provides help and support to nurses who are on the front lines and, who are struggling with getting home and helping feed their families. And they're putting in all these hours, putting their lives on the line and all of this. So, I, of course, was like, oh, I want to do it. So I wrote this tune. I sent it to Tony to help me make a demo of it. And he sent it back, and I was like, what do you think if I asked the 4 guys that we used before to play on this? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm just going to text them. Yeah. And all 4 of you, I swear, got back to me within 24 hours and did your parts like this. And it was this beautiful surreal synchronicity, because this we did completely separate. We weren't even in the same room.
Yeah.
And wound up making something that is so cohesive, and it just, yeah, so great.
And then on top of that, you made a music video. I love this video. And well, ladies and gentlemen, we have it for you right here on AH Live. Please enjoy Let the Music Play.
I'd rather tell you how I feel with something more prolific. There are so many stories, dreams, and fantasies I gotta get out of my head. But in lieu of nouns and verbs, I'll use melodies instead. I let the notes convey what my heart longs to say. And rather than use lyrics, I will let the music play. I let the notes convey what my heart longs to say. And rather than use lyrics, I will let the music play. Can you catch the meaning of what I'm trying to relay? I think it's pretty obvious. At the end of the day, I think you already know. Yeah, I think you feel it too. But I'm gonna wait and take it slow and put my feelings to this tune. I let the notes convey what my heart longs to say. And rather than use lyrics, I will let the music play. I let the notes convey what my heart longs to say. And rather than use lyrics, I will let the music play.
Man, Crystal, it was such a pleasure to play on that tune. And once again, I love the visuals. It's so cool. Well, real quick, I really appreciate you taking the time. Just let the people know where they can find you online, social media, etc.
My handles on pretty much everything, for whatever reason, is the Crystal Lewis. That's simply because someone already had my name. So, not trying to be weird. So the Crystal Lewis on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then my website is just www.crystallewis.com.
Awesome, awesome. Crystal, thanks again so much for taking the time. Really appreciate you.
You are so welcome. I'm so grateful. I love, love, love what you're doing. I'm so proud of you being, I said before, ahead of the curve and maintaining this trajectory that I know feels so uphill sometimes. So well done.
I appreciate you. Well, I hope to catch you soon.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Bye.
Wow, wasn't Crystal just incredible? Make sure you check out her website and check out her new music. The new album is Rhapsody. Well, we've got 2 for 1 for you guys today, and we've got a fantastic saxophonist in the house, Mr. Tony Craddock Jr. I got a chance to connect with him on his new single, Staycation, and here we are talking just a little bit about it. Check it out.
All right. What is up, Tony? How you doing today?
Adam Hawley, what's good?
Man, I'm better now. I'm glad we got to connect, man. And first of all, how are you hanging in with everything? 2020 is so wild. What's new in your world? I did notice, I'm very jealous. You got out and played out in the open. I haven't done that since March. You had a gig, I think, last week. But anyways, go ahead. What's going on with you, man?
My family and I are blessed. We've been safe during this time, trying to make lemonade out of lemons. So really no complaints, just staying prayerful and keeping everyone in our thoughts during this time. But personally, we've been fine. Just managing, working from home. I have a day job, so managing that with taking care of, my wife and I are taking care of our 3-year-old daughter. So just balancing all that. We have family in the area, which gives us a nice support network. So I'm just making the most of it, but overall, I can't complain. And like you mentioned, I did have an opportunity a couple weeks back to play live. So I was making sure I was social distancing and doing all that good stuff, but there's no replacement for live music. So I was glad for the opportunity, and I'm hoping that we can get back out playing at venues soon.
And I appreciate you taking the time to come through, man. You have such a great sound, such an awesome artist. But I want to start at the beginning, which has been kind of the theme with a lot of my guests, is what prompted you to pick up the saxophone?
So it's an interesting story. It goes back to the Weather Channel, actually. At the age of 8, I decided to tune in because I was interested in learning more about thunderstorms. And when I tuned in, I was surprised to learn that they featured smooth jazz music in the background. My dad is a jazz connoisseur, so I listened to that growing up. When I found the marriage between weather and music, it kind of stuck. So I picked up the saxophone a few years later and continued to be passionate about that through school. But meanwhile, my passion for meteorology continued as well. So I actually went on to Cornell University and got my undergrad in meteorology. But while I was there, I was still gigging. I started a band called After 6 that still exists today. And when I graduated, as much as I love meteorology, I realized, man, my calling isn't necessarily to be on TV broadcasting the weather. I think it's really to be on stage performing, but to integrate weather into my music to tell inspirational stories. I kind of think of it like using the laws of nature, weather, to talk about human nature in an inspirational way. So when I graduated, I wanted a soprano sax. At the time, I only had an alto sax. And my parents said, okay, we're throwing, over $3,000 into the sax. We need a return on our investment. So if we get you this sax, you have to cut an album.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wow. So we shook on it, and I decided to cut a Christmas album because it made the most sense. You just rearrange the music. As a believer, it was nice to cut a Christmas album about Christ. And also, I knew if I never cut another album, I could resell it every year.
Hey, man, you're a businessman. I like it.
I tried to be strategic. So I cut a Christmas album, and then from there, it's been history. So that was back in 2011, and been going strong for 9 years ever since.
Cool. And man, ladies and gentlemen, he sounds so good, both on the soprano and the alto. And man, I had such a blast working with you. I appreciate you reaching out, man. And you are actually the inaugural participant on Producer's Corner here on AH Live. And so I want to start bringing in, the talented gentlemen like yourself, gentlemen and ladies that I get to work with. And man, had so much fun working on. We did a couple tunes, and one of them right now is out. It's called Staycation. Tell us about that song, man. It's very cool.
So it's interesting. There's kind of two angles to the song. The inspiration behind the song was that staycation that my wife and I took last year to celebrate our 4-year anniversary. We're about to hit 5 years on August 1st. And earlier this year, like January, I was thinking back to the staycation. I was in the studio working, and I came up with this melody, the same melody I sent you, that kind of connected to the staycation. It had a nice nostalgic vibe, relaxing. And then the pandemic hit. I remember it was the week of March 16th. And this is actually the first time I'm telling this story, even to you. I had staycation and like a collection of other songs that I had kind of written, but I was sitting on them. I was waiting for the right producer to come along. And I had written down like 2 or 3 names of some people that I wanted to work with. And you were one of those names. So I had written it down in a journal, and I kind of prayed over it. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to kind of see what happens. That was Monday, March 16th. The day everything broke loose with the pandemic. That Wednesday, March 18th, you make a post on Instagram and you say, hey, if you're looking for tracks, guitar, production, hit me up. So I'm thinking, I literally just wrote this man's name down like 2 days ago, and now he's saying, hit me up if you need production. So I'm like, I think this is, God, is this you telling me to reach out? So I reach out to you on that Wednesday. We had a talk. And then that Thursday, you came back with the demo, and I'm like, this demo is killing. So literally within like a window of 72 hours, it went from, Faith writing down the name, hoping to work with you, to like, bam, got a demo. And then after that, off to the races.
Hey man, well it helps have a good melody to start with, and it helps to have a great player like yourself. So I don't want to delay any longer, man. The song is too hot, so we got to give it to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Staycation. Man, Tony, what a killing tune. And I have to tell you, listening to this, it really took me back to just the process of going back and forth with you, emails and phone calls. Man, it was such a pleasure, man.
No, thank you. I mean, it was a pleasure working with you. And the dynamic was so interesting because with COVID and everything, there wasn't a chance of me flying out to LA to work with you. You know, I live in Northern Virginia. So we were forced to work virtually. And I really appreciated the time you took to, you know, everything from talking on the phone, making sure we had everything worked out the right way. Because for me, like all of the folks I've had an opportunity to work with, the relationship has been more than a transaction of, you know, hey, here's your track and bye-bye. And early on, you know, there were times where we spent like, you know, an hour on the phone talking about the arrangement, but also talking about everything from just, you know, how we're managing the pandemic, trying to get, you know, some tips into like how you're making the whole AH Live work, because I've been able to take some of those best practices and take them to some of the live streams that I've done. So just your personality and being personable and taking the time and care to make it about more than just music was really great. And from a production standpoint, your way to communicate clearly. You're like, okay, second chorus, do ABC. And I'm like, cool, I'm off to the races. It was just a very seamless process.
Oh man, well, you made it really easy, man. You're a great player, got a great sound, and already had a great song. So it was just a matter of, you know, putting the finishing touches on it, man. So the pleasure is all mine. And before we get out of here, man, please let the people know where they can find you online, social media, etc.
Absolutely. All my handles on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, it's at Tony Craddock Jr. And there's also a link that will should be right there, where you can find my music anywhere you stream, Pandora, iTunes, Spotify, what have you. And just look forward to staying connected with you. And maybe you'll tune into one of my lives and see me integrating some of the nice things that you've seen Adam integrating here.
We're all trying to figure it out, man. But I appreciate you being a big part of this episode and lending your talent. And thanks so much, Tony, for coming through.
Thank you. The honor is all mine. And just thank you for being you and making this music happen.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure. All right, man. Hope to see you soon. Catch you later.
God bless.
Oh, yes. How about that? A doubleheader. The incredible Crystal Lewis and the equally incredible Tony Craddock Jr. So much fun hanging with both of those. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you know what time it is. It's time for the Cat Cam. Bam! There she is. What's up, Cat? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Always good to see you. Class up the show a little bit. Help me out. Man, how about Crystal and Tony? Wasn't that awesome?
Yes, I loved it so much. Both of you guys did amazing.
They were fantastic.
Yes.
And appreciate both of them for taking the time. And hope y'all will check them out. You know, we gave you all the links in there, so go to their websites, check out their music. Crystal's got that new tune that's, as we mentioned, is supporting or donating the proceeds and to Nurse's House. And then, of course, Tony's tune is out, and it's available everywhere.
Yes.
Staycation. Check it out. Well, anyways, I don't want to delay. I'm stepping on your toes over there, Kat.
I know,
So
thank you, but I mean...
So tell me what's up. What are the people saying? And by the way, before Kat jumps in, if you have any more questions, drop them in real quick for Ask Adam, which is coming very quickly in about 5 minutes. So
really soon.
But what do we got, Kat?
Okay, so we have some friends watching. Steve Hall is watching, and he says, "You are happening, Adam. Love
it." Oh, thank you, Steve. Mastering engineer extraordinaire. He's mastered all of my records and pretty much everything I've produced. So appreciate you, Steve. If you need mastering, hit him up.
And then, of course, we have Cecil Ramirez. He's always watching. Hi, Cecil.
Cecil, man, you were killing. I popped in for a little bit yesterday, so awesome show, man.
And Wakana, she's watching from Japan.
Oh, we just started on a tune for her. It's very hot, so look for that. But she's got a song out right now, and it's killing. So walking up.
And some of our other friends, Nathaniel Kearney Jr., he's watching.
Nate.
Hi, Nate.
What's up, Nate? Bassist extraordinary, bassist to the stars, and when he finds a little spare time, he plays on my records as well. So appreciate you, Nate. What's up, man?
And Wes Bird down in Georgia's watching.
All right, keyboardist to the stars, and he's been nice enough to jump up and do our show a few times. I think maybe 3 or 4 times. So what's up, Wes?
And then, of course, we have all of our viewers giving their shout-outs from where they're watching from.
Yeah.
So we have Evelyn Lawson watching from Phoenix. Hi, Evelyn.
All right.
Brian McLaughlin, he's watching from Homer, Michigan.
Okay.
And we have Valerie Kovac. She's in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada.
All right, Canada
Hi.
in the house, eh?
Deborah Childs Baker. She's in Diamond Bar. Diamond Bar is like right down the freeway.
We got some neighbors.
Yeah,
All right.
and my sister actually went to Diamond Bar High.
Yep.
And I went to school in Diamond Bar up until high school, but
Yep.
we're familiar with Diamond Bar.
Okay, well, that's right
And
on.
we have Sunny Fink watching from Colorado. She says, love your show.
Awesome.
The
Colorado.
Garzas are watching. Hi, Garza.
What's up? All
you
right.
doing?
They're always hanging out.
I know. Angela Knox watching from Signal Hill here in SoCal. How you doing?
More SoCal. I love it.
Yes. And who else? Oh, Lynn and Vaughn in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what's
How
up?
you
What's
doing?
up, guys? How
And
you
today's
doing?
Lynn's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Lynn.
And it's also their 29th anniversary.
Wow.
So happy birthday and happy anniversary
Yes.
to you guys. You
That's
guys are
amazing.
the best. Vaughn is just an incredible saxophonist, working with him right now. And Lynn is a talented individual herself. She's got a fantastic cookbook. I think you got it over there, right?
I have it right here.
The Soul of the Caribbean. Make sure you check it out.
Check it out. It's amazing. There's
Yep.
rum cake in there.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me that. I'm going to eat the whole cake.
So good. Fried plantains, which I love. That's like one of my favorites of Caribbean food. So it's amazing. You guys have to check it out.
Yeah. Happy birthday and happy anniversary.
Birthday. So we have some really cute comments from
Okay.
everyone. First of all, people are still talking about your hair.
This is like the story that won't die. It was probably 10 episodes ago I mentioned that Kat wanted to take the shears to me. And now every episode people are like, loving the curls. Yeah, I saw Erin in there. She
yeah,
said
Aaron
she loved
Hall.
the
COVID curls is
COVID
what everyone's
curls, hey.
calling them.
Can't go wrong with some alliteration. So.
I know. Linda Dickinson, she says, wow, that is really a nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. Well, most of my wardrobe is picked out by my lovely wife, Kat, but I actually picked this shirt out. Yeah, so,
Very
you know,
good, very
once in a
nice.
while, I figure it out.
And Preston Jordan, he's the one who always says Magical Mondays.
Okay, yeah,
He says,
yeah.
nice shirt. I would
Oh.
love for you and Kat to go Hawaiian style, like a tropical style for a couple of weeks.
Oh, we should do
That's pretty
that. Okay, I
interesting.
like it. I like it. And
Okay.
we're huge Hawaiian fans. You know, we went to Hawaii 3 times in the last year.
Yeah.
We went in January for we do like one vacation a year and we try to just take some time off. So we went in January. I was there in May on tour as a special guest with Dave Koz and flew the fam out for that. And then we were there the previous January on our once a year family vacation. So we'll have to work that out.
I know. Jerry Walters, he says the guitar cam rocks.
Oh, thank you. I'm still tweaking it, but hey, if y'all have any requests, let me know. It's the third camera, the auxiliary camera, so I'm happy to move it around and try some
Yeah.
different things each week, but glad you're digging it.
Ellen Harper says production gets better and better each
Aw,
week.
Thank you, Ellen.
And then we have a lot of people actually commenting on your shirt. Leon Lee
Oh, wow, okay.
watching in Northern Virginia. Hi,
All
guys.
right. Hey, what's up?
Says the shirt pattern is stellar.
Hey.
Did you purchase it or Kat? But you just
No,
answered
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So Adam
I get
purchased
credit
that
for
on his
this one.
own.
It's
You
the
do.
one. The one I get credit
Sharon
for.
Johnson says the shirt matches your guitar. It's a nice compliment with
Oh,
the
all
guitar.
right. Thank you, man. The shirt is
Yeah.
winning today. Okay.
The shirt is winning today. So let's get to your interview.
Yeah. Okay.
Your interviews, I
Yeah.
should say. That was amazing. So people responding to Crystal, saying she's a beautifully gifted vocalist.
Yeah.
People are saying her voice is gorgeous. They love the interview with you and her. Someone said, I hear you, Adam, when you're playing her music video.
Yeah, that was fun, and that was done, as we mentioned, 100% virtually. The drummer laid the drums, bassist, bass, etc., and then I think I was probably the last, before the vocal, and but it came together. It sounded like we were all in the room.
It did. Kathy McGrath says she's a cutie, great voice.
Yeah, fantastic.
And someone said, nice, Adam. Thank you so much for allowing us to meet Crystal.
Yeah, and Crystal is a legend in the gospel world, and then just this new record that came out is a secular, just jazz and R&B. But yeah, just want to just spread great music. That's what this show is about. And obviously we do a lot of contemporary jazz because that's my love. But, Crystal's just such a sweetheart. So appreciate her coming over and genre bending for us.
Right. And then with your interview with Tony.
Yes, Tony Tone.
Everyone was so impressed. They were extremely happy to meet him as well.
Yeah.
And people loved his song Staycation. They loved the title.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, oh my gosh, this is so smooth. Such a beautiful song. Lorraine Fiddler said, loving the whole vibe tonight.
No, Tony is great talent, and I really honestly, he was heaping on a bunch of credit, but I can't take it because that was his melody, his title. So I really just helped, bring the song to its fruition. But Tony's a really talented guy, and appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through.
Paula Sanders, when Staycation was playing, she said, any steppers out there? I'm stepping in my family
Right?
room.
All right, come on, let's go.
And Juanita Canley, she says, happy first anniversary to you and your wife, Tony.
Oh.
She said 50 years for us on August 8th.
Oh my goodness!
That's amazing.
Congrats!
Congratulations.
Man, 50, and then the Stuperts are at 29.
Yes.
We're at 12, so we gotta keep going. We gotta catch up.
Darren C. Moore says, I'm sure you would have been a great weatherman, but jazz is your calling.
I agree. No, you gotta follow your love. So perfect.
Yes. Oh, I have one question just to get back to the cookbook. Linda Dickinson says, what's the name of the cookbook? And the name of the cookbook is called The Soul of Caribbean. Or excuse me, The Soul of the Caribbean.
Cool.
The Soul of the Caribbean.
The Soul of the Caribbean. Yeah, check it out.
So check that out.
Well, cool. Well, let's get on to Ask Adam. What are the people
right.
asking? What are the questions?
We have good questions today. So Peter Nicholas, he says, how does Adam keep his fingers limber? And he's asking from Austin, Texas.
That's a great question. I've gone through so many different kind of warm-up routines. I used to do nothing. Then I used to warm up for an hour. But you know what happened when I was in college? I went to the University of Southern California, fight on. And I really suffered from overuse, just practicing, playing 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, no exaggeration. I was putting in those hours, but my hand, it really started to catch up to me. So now I really monitor how much I play, and I do make sure to warm up a little bit. You know what I did today is when I was setting up all the equipment and the cameras, I played through all the songs one time, and then right before we went on air, just fiddled around a little bit. So just a little bit, not too much.
Awesome. Robert Crutcher, he says, do you and Kat ever perform on the stage together? So I'm guessing, Robert, are you new? He might be new to your music and your show.
Yeah, because Kat is a huge part of the live show, and if she's not there, I hear all about it. People are mad. Why'd you leave her home? And, yeah, Kat is just fantastic, and so I'm gonna have to start posting some clips of the live shows. It's been a while since we played live, but yeah, Kat is just great vocalist, and so hopefully we'll get out there soon. But I'm gonna bend her on. We're gonna get her to sing again sooner than later on this show, so we'll at least give you a virtual performance.
Well, I've had busy few weeks.
It's been busy. It's been busy. So you've got reason.
Thank you. And okay, so we answered Linda Dickinson's question earlier about who picked out your cool shirt.
Yep.
It was Adam. So this is actually the second show in a row that you've worn shirts that you bought on your own.
Hey, trying.
Good job. Darren C. Moore is asking, how do you determine which songs go in order on a CD?
Oh, that is no accident at all. That is something I deliberate about. I mean, I'm already working on my order for my next album, and all the songs aren't written, but I already kind of have an idea. Okay, this would be a great first song. So for instance, this new album, I mean, in general, I really like to come out with a bang. And so that's why on the new album, Escape, I came out with Tokyo Groove, which was just, bam, just kind of in your face. And then followed by 99 and Counting, which I played at the top of this show tonight. A little bit slower, but still up-tempo. Then the Saturday Morning, pretty chill. Then To the Top, the new single, which is kind of medium, so I try to have a flow. I try to have a flow that makes sense, try to space things out. The keys are important too, what key the song is in. You try not to have songs that are in the same key back to back. And then in general, usually the end of the album will be a little more laid back. So actually this track that's playing right now, Thinking of You, dedicated to my lovely wife, Kat.
Yes, thank
this
you.
is track 9, so we're getting kind of mellow towards the end, and then I finish up with my acoustic version of Rain. So, a lot of thought goes into it, and it's we call it programming. And the sequence is integral because I really pride myself on making great albums that you can listen from track 1 all the way to the last track and not have to skip around and not have the energy dip and just give you variety. So,
Yes. Douglas Frantum, he says, will we be able to get to hear Adam sing again?
oh, well, you always can check out track 11 off my first album, Just the Beginning, and I'm singing some background on there, Love Song. And that's the only time I've ever recorded myself. So we're going to have to figure that out. We'll have to do something. We were working on something a month ago, and I was thinking about singing background. So we'll have to work that out.
Yeah.
We'll work it.
We'll
TBD.
work it out. We'll work it out. Robert Crutcher says, I've never seen you live. He can't wait.
Robert, I cannot wait for you to come to a show because as much fun as we have on AH Live, playing live is just a blast. And so make sure, I hope you can make sure to make the next show, and I'll make sure the Kat's there, and we'll do the thing. We'll do the darn thing.
And Daryl, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name incorrectly. I think it could be Beeb or Biebe. I'm not sure. But he says, Adam, have you started looking into live shows for 2021 with the hope COVID will be under control?
Well, I haven't booked anything new, but almost all the shows that got postponed got moved to 2021. So there's quite a few shows scheduled. Los Cabos. Then I'm supposed to be on the Dave Koz cruise. There's so many I can't even think of all of them. Catalina, Norfolk. There's dozens of shows. So pretty much everything, our last show was March 1st, so everything that was supposed to happen after that has been moved to 2021. So there's a lot of shows on the calendar, and we just got our fingers, crossed that, things can improve and we can get out there and do the shows, because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Brian McLaughlin, he asks, why do you make me feel like I'm listening to Les Paul?
Oh, wow, that's a big compliment. One of my first guitars was a Les Paul. And Les, such a legend of the guitar and also recording techniques. He was one of, pioneered a lot of incredible techniques in multi-tracking, which is when one person records a track and then overdubs something on top of that, something on top of that. So thank you. Wow. I'll take it. I'll take it.
And Linda Boney, hi Linda. She says, I love your blouse too, Kat. Thank you so much.
All right.
I just wanted to...
And by the way, she asked me about 10 times before the show, should I wear this? Should I wear this? I said yes. Should I wear this? I said yes. So I'm vindicated.
Well, I was asking because, I had my makeup look in mind. And sometimes, you can't do a certain makeup look with like colors or patterns. So I didn't want it to look crazy. So that's why I kept asking, are you sure this looks fine? But I wanted to answer that or respond to that because this shirt has such special meaning. There's a cute little boutique here in like a city next to us, and it's called The Giving, and everything in their store, they use their proceeds to help people that are getting treatment for cancer or any families or individuals that are needing assistance, financially or just with sponsorships with cancer needs. So this stuff is a little pricey, but then, you're like, okay, well, it's going to a good cause. I guess I'll get this shirt. And then, they kind of make you feel bad and buying something else. But, I mean, you are helping someone. But, yeah. It's a cute little shop where I got this.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I think we got time for one more if there is one, or did we get through them all?
We got through them all, although I did want to touch on in the interview with Crystal with her is it called Nurse's House? And Kat Finn, she had commented and said that, let me see, the nurses are amazing during this COVID environment. God bless them.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows. I think maybe just a couple of people. I'm going to let it out of the bag.
Uh-oh.
Kat Finn, if you guys see her in the comments here, that's my mom.
And I saw someone asked, how is she doing? And she's still recovering, but we're so grateful, and Phil is just such a blessing, And we mentioned it last week. It was such a quick turnaround and miraculous turnaround, going to the hospital and then being able to go home 5 days later. So, and you just made a trip over there today, taking some nourishment.
I did, yeah. I've been cooking my mother meals to last, about 2 or 3 days, and I just took over some fresh meals today, and I'm so tired. Our social stamina, or just, even if I just drive for 15 minutes, I feel like I've driven to Arizona and back. Because, we're not really going anywhere. We get our groceries delivered, so it's hard. We got to work back up. But the nurses, yes, are extraordinary during this time. I mean, one of the nurses that my mother had in the hospital, she said she hadn't been home in 4 months. She's been staying at an extended stay hotel because she doesn't want to possibly take something home to her family since she's working with COVID patients. Another nurse said that she had lost 60 pounds, last year, and she was extremely proud of it. And then she gained all of it back because a lot of the nurses, they work anywhere from 10 to 14-hour days. That's their regular schedule, but they would probably work for 3 days. But during COVID, there's so many sick people and so many health professionals that are in demand. They're working those long hours anywhere from 4 to 6 days a week. And so people will just order food to their unit, and it could be pizza, it could be Chinese food, it could be anything. And she said they're just eating whatever they can get. And a lot of establishments are donating food to the hospitals for the nurses and the doctors and all the staff there. So, you can't really choose what you're eating, and it's such a stressful environment. My mother just telling me stories, she said no wonder why a lot of these nurses are quitting or they're needing to take time off and they're having PTSD. It's just, it's traumatic. It's extremely traumatic. And I don't even know how to explain it, but I love that Crystal is doing that because we definitely don't know what the other side of it, the people at the front lines literally risking their lives to help other people and being exposed to this virus every single day. So that's wonderful. I'm glad that she's doing that.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, honey.
Yeah.
I think, did we get through everything?
Yeah, we got through everything. Sorry, I was just talking away.
No, it's all right. I had to tune my guitar anyways, so it's all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give her a hand. That's my lovely wife, Kat, with the Cat Cam.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
All right. So, I am so excited to tell you about what's coming up next month. As promised, I've been working really hard on the schedule for August. And ladies and gentlemen, next week, we have the one and only Lindsay Webster, which by itself is incredible. She's an amazing vocalist. But on top of that, Lindsay Webster and myself in concert with full band. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chocolate Eric Valentine, Daryl Williams on bass, Keith Slattery on keyboards, and we just had so much fun recording this. And this is just part one. We have 12 songs for you. We can't fit them all into one episode, so we're gonna have Lindsay part one next week, and then part two the following week. Live band. So make sure you tune in for that. And for the rest of the month, another diva, Mesa, on August 17th. We had so much fun touring this last Christmas on Kirk Whalem's Christmas tour, and so we're going to bring it around one more time. And then Mr. Chicago, Nick Coleon, on August 24th. And I've got a couple of legends in play for the final Monday in August, so I'll let you guys know about that. But we got plenty to look forward to. Lindsay Webster Part 1, Lindsay Webster Part 2, Mesa August 17th, Nick Coleon August 24th. So it is jam-packed. And real quick, because I know we have a few new people tuning in, and thank you all for joining the AH Live Club. Appreciate you guys. If you want to pick up a copy of any of the music I've been doing tonight, you can go to adamholly.com/shop. I've got all 3 of my albums, t-shirts, and also my new album is available in vinyl. I just shipped out several copies last week and would love to send one to you, so check that out, adamholly.com/shop. Well, we got time for one more song. This is dedicated to the Stuperts because it's their anniversary. And this goes out to anybody out there celebrating an anniversary, a birthday. We appreciate you guys for spending it with us. We got a little Tony for y'all. Come on. goes out to the Stooper. It's happy anniversary, and happy anniversary to anybody out there celebrating with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure, speaking of tuning in, you tune in next week for Lindsay Webster with full band. It's going to be an incredible show. And one more time, if you want to help us out, we appreciate the support so much in keeping the show going. We've got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You can just click the link in the description. We appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you next week, episode 18, featuring Lindsay Webster. We'll see you there. Peace.